Welcome to This Is What I Do, where we explore the work that is waiting to be done in our community. I'm your host, DJ Hilson, and today we are talking to Hunter Johnsen, a Millwright apprentice. Welcome, Hunter.
Thank you.
We are pleased you're here. We are the Rotary Club of Muskegon, part of Rotary International, a group of more than 1.4 million individuals from around the world whose goal is to create lasting positive change. We've been doing that here in Muskegon since 1916. One of our goals is improving the local economy. This vocational spotlight program assists students in making rewarding career choices. We hope they can remain in our community and improve life here for all of us. That's why we're here today. Hunter, please tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Hunter Johnsen. I am a Millwright apprentice with Local 1102 out of Wayland, Michigan. And I right here from Muskegon, graduated from Reeths-Puffer, class of 21.
Talk to us a little bit about the influence the Career Tech Center had in your career choice.
So the Career Tech Center actually had quite a bit to do with getting me into where I'm at. I was in the machining and engineering program with Brent Numador as my instructor, and he gave me a big head start by being able to teach me the little tricks of the trade and all the other things like drill bit sizes, taps, machining on lathes, mills, a little bit of CNC work. Blueprint reading is a big one, and it just all ties together once you're on the job. It really helps.
What exactly does a millwright do? I mean, what are you learning right now?
A millwright does a lot of maintenance, repairs, and installation, removal of machinery in different plants. It could be anything from paper mills to industrial power plants, whether that's steam, coal, gas, nuclear. It's all tied in there. A lot of precision alignment with the installs and repairs, getting everything trued back up so that there's no extra vibrations, and as that could cause bigger issues down the road. It's just a lot of big parts all coming together at the most precise it can be.
Besides your education, what other life experiences kind of led you down this path?
Outside of education, I would just say I've always been a hands-on guy. I've got a lot of vehicles I like to tinker with, especially the older stuff, and just working on things, figuring out how they work. If something breaks, I think I can do it. Just tear it apart and go from there. And then you got to figure out how to put it back together. And so it's quite a bit. It helps you learn a few things here and there.
I introduced you as a millwright apprentice.
Yep.
How does that progression work? Can you describe a little bit of that, please?
So it's a 4-year apprenticeship program through Local 1102, and you go in, you take a math test as kind of a precursor. From there, you take an interview. Once you've done your interview, then you'll hear back from them. If you've passed, okay. Then you all meet up down at the hall. You get all your paperwork filled out, and next thing you know, you're on a job and you're learning from there. There's schooling that you have to go to throughout the year. It's usually a class every other month for a week, and then the rest of it's just on-the-job training. You're getting paid to learn.
Nice. So you're hands-on almost immediately, it sounds.
Almost immediately. I think it was less than 4 hours from the time I got all my paperwork filled out to the time I was headed to a job site.
So tell us, what do you find most challenging about the work that you do?
The most challenging thing, I would say, is following safety. Not so much that you don't follow safety in everyday life, but just everything's different. The environment always changes, and you're working around things that are sometimes as large as your house or bigger. I mean, the stuff isn't a joke, and you've always got to be aware of where you are while you're working, because something can change in a minute. Even inside of a plant, you know, you've got maybe 10 stories. Well, if there's guys above you working, you've got to know that too. What if they have something they're doing and they have a leak, they're grinding, sparks are flying down on you? They don't know that if you're a couple floors down. You got to be aware and then kind of move out of the way, get up there, coordinate with everyone, and make sure everything's together and safe.
In the time you've been there, what has been the most difficult thing that you've had to experience thus far?
Remembering all the parts. There's a lot that goes into it. You don't think about it on the outside, but as soon as you get down into it, there's a lot of stuff. And when everything's tore apart, you've got to remember how it all goes back together.
How important is the mentorship or the training you're getting from whomever you're working with? I mean, how valuable is that in what you do?
It's a lot more valuable than people may think. They might look at it and go, oh, well, you're only going 1 week every other month. So what are you really learning? But there's so many different aspects in this trade that people don't think about. I mean, you could be in for 3 years, 4 years, even more, and you may have only worked with a couple different areas of what we actually do. And the schooling helps give you a rounded education on what to expect, like forklifts, rough terrain trucks, things like that. You at least are familiar with them. Other things, maybe aligning a pump or a motor. Some people may go years without ever even doing that or seeing it done in the field. And then if there wasn't the schooling there to give you that little bit of base knowledge and help you have that in the back of your mind, you would walk into it just clueless as if you were the first day in.
Is there anything else you want to finish with, or a piece of advice or a litany of advice that you'd like to give to these students or adults that are watching this program right now? What's Hunter's big piece of advice?
Hunter's big piece of advice today would have to be just stay focused. Don't sweat the little things, you know, deal with them as they come. But all in all, it's not about how much you can do in a day. It's about getting to where you want to be at the end of it all. The little things don't matter. Everyone's going to have a bad day. Just keep rolling through it and move on.
Well, we thank Hunter for sharing his story with us today, and we thank you for joining us. If you think this program might help someone else, please send them the link. And until next time, the Muskegon Rotary Club would like you to consider doing something good for your community.